Hello everybody and welcome to the Smoothie Nostalgia World Tour. That's right, I bet you are all surprised to see this once again. And to be honest, I'm a little bit surprised that I'm doing this because Minecraft tells you the last time you logged in to a particular world, and I have not even logged into Smoothie since September 17th, 2012. To contrast that, I hadn't even touched StarCraft by that point. That's how long ago that was. So, I don't know, I just felt a little nostalgic, and I felt like wandering around this world, and, just seeing what was there. I totally forgot you could walk on the roof here. Yes, farmhouse, with its trees on top, back when these were like the only trees. There you are, Mr. Tollman. How you doing? I missed you. But yeah, this world was created back in beta 1.5 or something along those lines, and there's been about 1 million updates since then, rough count. So let's let's look around. Do you guys remember what the Great Library was? I had this whole plan to make this huge library place, and it was going to be all in survival, and it was all going to be smooth stone, smelted at great expense in the smelter down there. I mean, compared to, quote, modern builds I've done in creative, it's really nothing that special, but honestly, it's still pretty big, and it still would have been kind of cool, especially with these grand entryways and such. So, it's a bit of nostalgia here. And of course, back in 2014, before I ever played in creative, or before creative mode was even accessible without mods, this was quite the feat, and it was kind of exciting. And yes, I remember these gravel roads that I was building. Yeah, man, there is a lot of history. Every step I take here brings back a memory. I mean, in the terms of life, I guess, 2011 wasn't that long ago. It was only 3 years ago. But in terms of, Minecraft, and in terms of gaming in general and playing games, it really is like ancient history. This was like the early days of Minecraft. I mean, not the early days. I remember this was my cobble generator, if I remember correctly. Yep, it still works too. Let's get some cobble for no reason. And this replaced mining in my, remember when this used to be the creepy basement so long ago. But yes, I remember all the farm fields I had here. My wheat field, that was not terribly efficient, but at the time I thought that was how you did it. My cactus fields, which also were not the most efficient thing ever. Yes. And my dock here, which even had a little bed on it for some reason. And that would not open that door. I'm not sure why it was there. Maybe it did under a previous patch, who knows. But yes, the Bone Canoe sign, and over there you have the Great Lighthouse, which doesn't really look that spectacular these days, but once again, you have to think in the context of the times, in survival, and when that was the top of the world, it was quite a feat. And my incomplete projects, such as the Sky Town that I was going to build at one point, my tree bridge, which is still kind of wonky. I mean, a lot of the things I did back then were kind of cool, I have to say. Like this bridge. The fact that I made this bridge in survival is still pretty impressive. I mean, if I were to do it today, I'd fine-tune it, use stairs on the bottom slope there to go up, but even so, it's pretty nice. And here is the Great Lighthouse, and let's go in and take a look. This was the first floor deck. You could see everything here. Let's take a snapshot, just to prove to the world that we came back here. And I remember all the various holes down here, my storeroom, some other random holes, the railroad, a tunnel down there, and eventually we got back into my quarry. All the stone for my projects, most of it came from here, and I spent many hours back in early 2012, late 2011, digging down here. And I remember the top of the world is like at level 50 or 40 or something, and I used to listen to books on tape. Well, not tape anymore, it's the 21st century. It was, you know, books read to me on my computer while I built this, and I went through quite a lot of books doing this, and it was a very relaxing activity, believe it or not. Very, very pleasant. And yes, there's more caves and stuff here. I mean, I could spend all day wandering the caves and such. But that wasn't really the idea of this. The idea was mainly to do a little bit of a nostalgia visit. We have our second floor here. And just sort of have a chat with you. Because, you know, I'm sure I've got a lot of your attentions by doing this, and it appears that we have at some point in time screwed that up, so I'm just going to do that as a temporary fix. So let's take a look here. I obviously can't set time today. Oh, there's my special message to Microsoft. I almost forgot about that. Yeah, that's a bit of a long story. Maybe I'll tell it sometime. But, you know, I have been an avid player of Minecraft for almost 3 years now. You know, I felt at the time, and I still feel, like it was a game custom made for me, pretty much. And while we're up here, I remember this gave me incredible sensations of vertigo when I made it, because I have never played in creative up until this point, and being so high and knowing that any fall could easily kill you was kind of creepy. But yeah, this place still looks decent today. I mean, you know, it shows you the limitations of the blocks we had available at the time. You know, cobble and wood, and nether stone, netherrack rather. But yeah, I still feel this game was custom made for me to be like my ideal game that I would love to play. And after all this time, I still do love playing it. I just, you know, why play single-player Minecraft when you can play with friends? And that's what I've been doing on the House of Sim server, which I started in November of 2011. And I've wanted to do videos on that server for a long time, but I've been really hesitant for two reasons. One, it's so big and there's so much to show, it would take freaking forever. And number two, like, since it is a community server, something that we've all created together, I felt a little bit hesitant to do something, to put it on my personal channel if it's something that we all work together on as a community. But I really do think that the bros of the House of Sim would not be unhappy about that if I decided to do that. I think that they would be supportive. I mean, there's not much. Oh, look at that. Yeah, when all these chunks changed and everything, when all the updates happened, there are things like that, like little patches of water where you would not expect water. What was I doing down here? I don't even remember. But, yeah, I'm thinking I might do tour videos on the House of Sim server, because I think that's something that people would enjoy. I remember this house I made. I basically just covered up a whole bunch of lava and put this down. It's pretty neat. I grew a tree down here and then it partially burned, I think, and I think that happened a few times. Or actually, no, I put that there myself as decoration. It's pretty neato, really. And in terms of, you know, playing more Minecraft, single-player Minecraft, I mean, Minecraft is probably the single most overdone thing on the entire YouTubes. So, like, as much as it might be fun to dabble in, you know, another Minecraft one-on-one world, a single-player world, I think it would be a little bit redundant, just given that everyone's done it. However, you know, in the past few updates, yeah, we'll walk over here and see what we get. Yeah, taiga. And the thing is, like, taiga isn't even snow anymore, like, so this is already obsolete, this ice. But, there have been a number of updates, and the 1.7 update changed the world so severely and utterly that, you know, it might be worth doing something on. Not sure what, but it might be worth doing something. And the House of Sim server, you have to go pretty far out to get any of the new chunks, and the server is big and unwieldy, and everything is kind of funky right now. And I remember when this was like my idea of like fancy construction. Huh. How things have changed since then. Do I have about? Oh, yeah, okay. I'm kind of surprised I'm getting that screen. But Asker sailing. We're just going to walk on the water or sail on the water. But yeah, I really wanted to do something with the new terrain and all the new biomes just because it's fun. And there's always like the pleasure of starting new and building and all that stuff, you know. So that is something I'd like to do. And also, I was tossing around this as another idea. You all know that I've run the House of Sim server. I've talked about it plenty of times, and I've told you that it's a private server. It's basically for only trusted members of the House of Sim forum. People who I've known personally for a while, and people I trust to play on my server. But I was tossing around the idea of a second, let's see if my animals despawn. Nope, they're all still here. Hey guys, how y'all doing? But yeah, I was tossing around the idea of a second public server. I might call it House of Sim 2. And basically, that would be open to anyone who explicitly asks to join. It would be whitelisted, and what a person would have to do is come on the forum, which is as easy as simply signing up for it and posting in the appropriate thread saying, hey, please add me to the whitelist. And I would do so, because I am a generous guy. Now let's make the overland trek back to the original starting location. You can see I mined for sand along here. But, man, it is quite different how the world's generated since the old days. I mean, in many ways it's not that different, but ultimately, yeah, it's pretty different. So, that's my idea for second Minecraft server. It would have the same ops, basically, the same mods as are on the House of Sim server now. But, you know, it would be, number one, a chance to have, you know, a whole bunch of stuff generated with the new Minecraft chunks, the 1.7 chunks. Number two, it would be a chance to have a world that isn't over-encumbered and burdened as the House of Sim world is. And number three, it would be a way to have new faces. Now you might be thinking, how would you run this world and House of Sim 1 at the same time? Well, House of Sim 1 is traditionally held close to my heart, so it is run from my computer, and it's only up when I want it to be up, basically. Whereas House of Sim 2, I was thinking if I could do it cheaply, or maybe even accept donations to do so, I would have it hosted by someone, because you can pay to have a Minecraft server hosted. So that way it would not be a strain on my computer, I would not have to turn off the House of Sim 1 whenever I wanted to turn on House of Sim 2, and it could run regardless of whether or not my computer was on, whether I had power, as the ice storm of the recent past told me was quite possible. And look at this, we're apparently in an ocean biome. We're apparently in a river biome now. Like, as you can see, and now we're in swampland. Like, this thing has no idea what to do with these little chunks. But yeah, like I said, those are the benefits of a House of Sim 2 server. And also, number 3, I don't know what number we were on, but we're going to say number 3. We can build in, we can happily build in the new chunks with no chunk generation errors, at least until the next update comes on. And we can all be happy and joyful together. So, if you're interested in a House of Sim House of Sim public server that all of you can join, then that will be great. The server would be strictly survival, at least for the initial era. I mean, over time, I might allow, some limited creative building, but at least in the beginning, it would be strictly survival, and it would be no PvP. Well, I mean, PvP wouldn't be disabled; it would not be allowed, basically, because I expect, I expect a lot from the people who come on and play with me, which I think is reasonable. I pretty much have high expectations for people who join the server, No, you can't grief, you can't PvP, and you have to respect other people's property, but at the same time, you can't just be greedy and gobble up too much land for yourself, And, but the thing is, like, once you've gained my trust, once I know that you're trustworthy, like, I really don't put too many restrictions on people. I pretty much give my people free reign to do what they want. And, it is a really good time. Because, ultimately, if you don't break the basic rules, if you don't piss me off, I'm pretty much one of the most chill server administrators you will ever encounter. I just will let you do what you want. Like, I had one friend who was building, like, this giant UFO with flaming letters that said anal probe half off, and he remarked that, like, on no other server that he's been on would they have, looked too fondly on that. But on my server, I not only liked it, but, I encourage things like that. I encourage people to be creative and a little wacky, So, basically, if you don't screw around and you just have a good time and follow the really, really basic rules that I set forth, I am the most chill and laid-back server administrator. You'll see. So, keep in mind that idea is only in the early stages, and I will have to both A, get the technical details worked out, B, the financial details. I don't really have that much money available to me, so I have to be able to do it for really cheap, or donation-based, or a combination of both. Oops. Or else it just won't be able to happen. Number 2, or no, that was number 2. Number 3, I have to see if there's interest, because if there's not enough people interested, there's no reason to do it. I mean, obviously. But I think even if a handful of people are interested, we can do it. And I think doing, videos of the House of Sim server, House of Sim server 1, or Prime, as we might call it, would be a great way to get that interest. Get that interest up. And I'm pretty sure I took the long roundabout way, and I probably dug a hole at some point. Nope, oh god. Where's my sword? What did I do to my sword? Damn it. Oh god, run! Oh man, I am not used to playing in survival. Alright, here we go, here we go. Oh, the baby bastards are here. Oh god. Don't make me die on my tour, bro. Okay, and no, I won't turn it to peaceful because I am not a sissy. But we are getting very close to the original spawn area. In fact, there is a house over there. At one point, I got into the habit of making houses at every 1,000 on here, like 0, 0, 1,000, 0, negative 1,000, positive 2,000, so on, for a pretty good radius around. And it was also a means of exploring and such, so it was fun times, you could say. I mean, this isn't one of them, obviously. There's in theory, should be one just over this hill because we're getting close to the origin point, the 0, 0, and yep, there it is. So let's go there and happily sleep. Whoa, okay. Yes, and every one of these little houses has a little garden for growing food. No, 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 no. Oh god. Oh god. Alright, well, great tour there, jerk. Yeah. I'm just gonna skip this. And I'm sailing. Bow, 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 bow. You know, one thing that is kind of cool. Well, not the fact that I set my hotkey to turn on my recording to be the same as when to leave the boat. But what is cool is, like, I don't know, just formations like this don't exist anymore, and I kind of like this, you know? I just enjoy these little things right here, and they don't really correspond to any biome or any kind of generation that happens now, and I kind of do miss it. And what is that? Let's take a look. I mean, I know that before I settled down, when I was really still a complete newbie at this game, I would make houses, forget where they were, and then never come back to them. But yeah, this isn't even a house. It's sort of just like a shelter. So that's kind of cool. But yeah, since we're so close anyway now, as long as the sun doesn't go down on me, like the Elton John song, in the next 5 minutes, or 2 minutes, then we'll be fine. I know I hope I get my stuff back, most likely, but it doesn't matter. I'm only here to tour. So, yeah, like I was saying, the House of Sim 2 Minecraft server, the public server, whatever you want to call it, is definitely a possibility, and I want to hear what you think about it. So I really want to hear you post in the comments about it, and what would make me really happy, it would really make me a happy man, is if you came and joined our beautiful House of Sim forum and talked about it there. You know, the forum really has been a sleepy place recently, but I really do like the, you know, the forum is still the bread and butter of the community, and it is my, you know, it's my child, basically, and I want it to do well in the world, like any parent. So I encourage all of you, if you don't already have an account there, sign up. Oh, look, here's my little tribute to 2001. As you can see, it's the proper 1x4x9 dimensions. I mean, it's made out of cobble, so not that great, I guess, but, you know. And here, ladies and gentlemen, we have my original residence. I am glad to be back. This way to the low and high houses, indeed. When I was a little Minecraft nooblet, this was my first residence. I remember this as my little garbage disposal system to get rid of unwanted items, This was, of course, long before glass panes. Down there is my first major mine. My first smelting area. I used to have a lot more furnaces and chests here, but they all got moved when the newer areas got developed. And my friend Markatron, otherwise known as 47 Planet Baxterian, the guys who's my friend who originally got me into Minecraft, he was attempting to design a circuit for a rail, and this is the guide, the guide. I mean, it seems a little extravagant now, but oh yeah, my portal room that was never fully patched. It seems a little extravagant now, but it was kind of a cool idea at the time. And whoa, oh yep, forgot about that bug almost. But yep, it's nice to be able to actually sleep, and this door doesn't seem to make any sense given how doors were changed. But yeah, this was my main area. I remember my first ever Smoothie video, my first Minecraft video of any kind, was right here, looking at this. I distinctly remember that. And my very first water slide. Oh yeah, gotta love the water slides. Ouch. But yeah, this was my very first residence, and it's part of history now. This was before I knew how to, do water, so it looks like this. Well, I mean, I think I knew how to do it, I just didn't have the patience. And there's a lot of catacombs and things to this place. There's probably coal here at one point or something. Like, there's history all over this place, and it's very fun. So yeah, my bed used to be down here somewhere, if I recall correctly. This used to be the entire building, right here. I do remember that. And I expanded back behind here. I basically hollowed out the inside of a hill. So how do you get up to the third floor again? I completely forget this. Oh yeah, you go over here. So here is the third floor, and as you can see, I don't think the circuit actually works. The idea was you're supposed to be able to hop in the minecart, press a button, and go the direction you want. Of course, not every direction went somewhere. In fact, only one of them did. So I'm not sure if we're going to go that way if I press a button now, but let's give it a try. Okay, we don't go anywhere apparently. But we can simply press W to go forward, unlike the old days. And yes, it does go. And where does this go? Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to see. Keep in mind, this rail was built in survival, so every piece of powered rail, I had to go mine the gold for that. And I really wish I would have put more. I think they nerfed the power rail, if I'm not much mistaken. But yep, here we are going along, and if I remember correctly, this leads to Sky House. What I used to call Sky House. Alright, here we are. Let's keep that. And we walk up through the inside of this mountain. And then we keep walking up. More and more. And lo and behold, the eternally unfinished Sky House. I always thought it was cool to have a place where you could come in. This door doesn't make any sense anymore, but whatever. Come in and watch the clouds go by. I mean, I have the clouds turned off now, and the clouds were raised at one point. In fact, you'd be in the clouds right now until the clouds were raised. But back in the day, this used to be above the clouds, and this used to be mighty high. I mean, it's not anything special now, but back in the day, as I keep saying, this was kind of cool. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, there's more to show on Smoothie. There's little things here and there that I could show, but this is the main gist of everything, and the purpose of this video is just a little bit of a nostalgia tour, as well as chatting to you about the future of Minecraft on my channel. So I really want to hear your guys' opinion on a House of Sim 2 Minecraft server, on videos from the House of Sim private server, as well as any other Minecraft related things you might want to see from me at some point. So I want to say thank you for watching, and I will see you all later.